What's up, YouTube? Here we go with a blowout fade. Let's see what we can do right here for the young gentleman right here, Kyle. Alright, so I want to start off with putting the neck strip on, put my cape on, and let's get to it. I start with my one to take off the bulk. My client's going to want like a nice little design in the back, so in order for that, I had to take off the bulk, and I use the one guard for that. Then I close it, and I use the 1.5 to take out that one guideline. After that, I use a little bit of clipper over comb, take off the excessive bulk, and make sure everything's clean on him. This right here is not exactly the fade, but it's enough to know what I'm doing with my design and where I'm going. The sides, I line them up just in case I don't go past the design. Alright, every time I start a design, I always start with my corner of the clipper. No matter what. Never use the full blade unless it's necessary for straight lines only. As you can see, everything I do to curve my guides or anything, I always use a blade, whether it's on my clipper or my trimmer. Even for those little narrow circles, this is like an important key to learn. You see, I pointed out real quick. Now, as you guys can see, what I did instead of fading it from bottom to top, I used that bulk that I had and try to use it like as an excessive hair to make the design pop out a little bit more. This is one of my techniques right here to making the design pop out more. Here I open and close the lever. I fade out the sides. Wherever has more hair on the design, that's where I fade the most. That way the design pops out and gives it like an illusion. As you guys can see, man, please take notes. Make sure everything's straight. I put my little half guard on to fade out that guideline. For all these steps, I use my open lever. Then I put my one guard and I close it. I open and close as I fade. After this, I use that clipper over comb. Take out that unnecessary hair. That unnecessary hair, my fault. Every time you clip over comb, do not go straight up. Go straight up and pull out. Straight up and pull out like a 75-degree angle. Here I add a little bit more to the design. And you see how I use that little corner of my trimmer just to get that little angle right there. Close to a circle. It's like a little hook. Like I said, the corner of your trimmer is going to be your key right there. And that's how you get a little design going. After that, put my shaving gel so you're not too rough on the client's skin, which can irritate and get red. This shaving gel helps a lot. I will show everything I got on my next video of what I use, my enhancements, gel, blade. But for now, like as you can see right here, I use my blade. I use nothing but corner. I don't use the full blade because if you use a full blade, you can cut more hair than you need to. Now right here, I just take off any little hairs that you see on the bottom of the neckline. It pops it out. Usually I use a shaver, but I feel like the blade helps out more. Now here I go in the corners. Make sure the corners, you always fade them out. Just grab an eye on them. Make sure you just fade them out really good. Clipper over comb it or put a one guard. That's what I always do. Your number one's always going to be your best friend in this point. Here I pull down the ear. I trim it. Here's my first guideline. I use my trimmer as my first guideline. Right here, we're gonna do a guideline close to the ear, not past the ear. Then I use my shaver. Make sure you use the shaver at all times just to have that pop out look. I do my guideline. I close my lever, then I open it. I take out that first guideline out of there, go midways, and then here you can see that everything you do with fading has to do with your corner. The corner of your blade, especially for these small fades, very necessary. Then I put my one guard on. Of course, I have to open it, make another guideline. Then I get my half guard. And I make sure I fade under that guideline where I started with my one. I open it. Then I close it. And here or there, you could just mess around with the lever just to get that fade going on. Now right here, I do that clipper over comb. Make sure you learn this technique. I'll teach you as more as I get closer to my other videos, I promise you. This clipper over comb technique saves you time. And as you can see, I've only used 3 guards. I never use enough. Like, using all guards can make you take a lot of time, but that's not what you need in this case. Here I put my half guard, 1.5 guard. I close it and I make sure I go over it with the little bolt on the sides. Make sure every time you fade, you always comb it down, brush it down, whatever you got to do. With the trimmer, I also edge up all my curve hooks or whatever you want to call it. I use the corner of the blade. Right here, I'm going to edge up his front hairline, but I always comb it. See, as my client, you see right here, he got curly hair. Make sure no matter what you tap, just keep combing it to get that sharp guideline. Also, another thing is I do trimmer over comb. This right here helps you get like a sharp edge in case there's too much bulk on the side of the corner. You don't have to go and reach over for your blade or your clipper. You can always use your trimmer. Remember that hook. Always use the corner of the trimmer. Right here, I use my enhancements. I have a airbrush gun that I got on Amazon. Like I said, I will drop down everything I have, everything I use on my next video. I use my blade, make sure everything comes out smooth. Always stretch out that skin. Never go too straight with the blade, I promise you. Stretch out that skin, make sure you get that excessive look going. Right here, I use my enhancements. This is just to like make the haircut pop out. Not many barbers are a fan of this, but I promise you guys, like, you try to be someone different, try to make your haircuts pop out, it will help out. But yeah, like I said, anything you do right here will help you out. Hopefully I can help you out with this video. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and I promise you to give you more feedback on all my videos and give you more tips. Thank you very much. Have a good one.